Wisetola be your tune. So stay tuned. Òun lọmọ tó tutù. Stay tuned. Oh, my love, we be from church. Let's go. Hi, you're watching Wisetola Speaks Too, and today I'm speaking to Mr. Bidemi Alaran, producer, actor, master of ceremony, toastmaster, and many, many other things. Hi, Mr. Bidemi Alaran, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
And how's that intro? I mean, I did add on and many other things.
Well, everything you call is in order.
Thank you, thank you. Now tell us a bit about yourself, because I introduced you as a producer, an actor, master of ceremony, toastmaster.
Okay, you forgot the singer and the dancer bit.
Oh, okay.
But you're excused. We can let you off on that. Like you rightfully introduced me, I'm Bidemi Alaran, simply put, and I do all the things that you have said. And to the glory of God, I'm with you because you're good people, and I only work with good people.
Thank you, thank you. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
Have you always started off as an actor, producer? What is your background?
Okay, well, I've always had a lively spirit, let's put it that way, and so I've been funny. Let's make it that way as well. In secondary school, I would get flogged for composing songs for Principal Cup. That's the annual football competition we had inter-school. And I would dance for my mates after we've played football and so on and so forth. But never did I think that would eventually be a profession for me. However, having tried severally to get into university, I ended up doing dramatic arts in 1984 to 88 at the great Obafemi Awolowo University now, which was University of Ife then. I did film and TV production, but there was no major production at the time that I did not partake in. So, first and foremost, before being an MC, I was an actor.
Okay. So at what age did you act in your first movie?
No, this is my first movie.
Oh, okay.
Imala is my debut movie.
Oh, okay.
I've acted on stage. And,
okay.
And I always say to people, if you're going to tell me that you're a professional actor, I must see your turns on stage.
Okay. So you've acted on stage for a number of years then?
Oh yes, at least from 1984 to date. I've always been on stage until I left the country in '92 to come in search of greener pasture like you and some few persons that have come and have refused to go home.
So I've actually watched the Imala movie, and I must say for myself, fantastic movie.
Thank you.
I enjoyed the movie from beginning to end, the humor, everything.
Thank you.
Now, what actually inspired that movie? Because as we know, it's your debut movie.
Yes, it is. Every time that I would watch a movie since I came into the country, I would see old persons that I'd either played with as a student or as a professional, and I would think, what's happening here? The ethics are running out, the standards are falling, and people are compromising. People who knew nothing about the theater had started to dominate the theater, and therefore they started to conform.
Fusion Plus Television is the best for up-to-date events.
So, I then thought if I was going back to make a statement, I had to make a statement that was different from the written statement on ground. And so, my friends in Nigeria who were tired of the same old things asked me to come back home, leave my lucrative job with London Underground, and come and do something that was worth showcasing to the world on how the movie industry should really be like.
Wow, fantastic. So your inspiration came from where for that movie? Because that is one of the actual movies that I can say I've watched that actually has a moral to the story.
Imala is a true life story. Ironically, we commissioned a scriptwriter called Ade Adeneji to write a wow script. In the sense, like, let's forget about mommy did not let boy marry girl and they eloped, which is characteristic of all that we'd watched hitherto. He then went about writing the script. He said he was going to write 3 and we would choose. And when he came, we started to read the script. And the guy said he had written his own true life story, which ironically or coincidentally is my life history too. And I'm sure that many people who know me, who came to see the movie on the day, would have thought I wrote my biography. Yes. So that's so it's a true life story, but we thought that there were some issues that are threatening the existence of Nigeria as a nation, which we cannot demonstrate politically. So we had to employ them into the movie, and I'm praying that the whole of Nigeria sees that movie, because it's an entertainment more than just a come and see, laugh and go home movie.
Yes, definitely. I would say so myself. So Imala, where does that name come from? What does it mean?
Imala is my father's village in Abeokuta. My father struggled to make the name of the village relevant in Ogun State. But now, he's in his grave, and Imala is even heard in places that my father would not have envisaged when he was doing this. Imala means Imo, Allah, which means the wisdom that you know would excel or would set you free. So we put it in parentheses in bracket, Imala, the triumph of wisdom, a true life story.
Fantastic. So how did you come about choosing your cast? Because I must say you had some amazing actors, and even the main actress, Segilola.
Okay.
She did a great job.
Thank you. The theme of the vision of Matrix Entertainment, which is the main producer of the movie, I'm just the chief messenger in Matrix, is that we were going to be celebrating new persons. Just like you're tired of the same old things, watching older movies, we wanted to celebrate new persons and then give respect to the people who had made names in the theater. You would observe that those adults or the old ones in the movie played back roles.
Yes.
While the new ones, like me, although I'm not new, took the front stage. So the cast was taken from wanting to meet the standard of writing a good story and making the best persons act the roles.
So did you audition people for the roles?
We did audition, yes. We auditioned especially for the lead actress, Segilola, Kehinde Bankole. We auditioned, there were like 3 or 4 persons, and she and you will see from what she did that she best fitted the role. And the director, Andy Amenechi, did a lot of work in that movie, because we wanted to get a younger Segilola and then get a younger Bankole, which I played, but we couldn't find somebody who could play me as a young person and me play the old one, or Segilola's role as a young person and as an old person. So both of us ended up playing both young and old, and that's where the challenge was. It needed a good director, it needed a good actor, and it needed a good story. to have done that.
Okay, I mean, you both played the roles very well anyway.
Thank you.
I mean, you didn't audition me.
No,
you
no,
never
your
know,
time is coming.
But I know it is premiered in the Odeon Greenwich, and I know it's also premiered in Dublin. Is it going to premiere anywhere else around the world?
It has to go to Nigeria, but the people in the States are waiting, especially the people from Ife there who knew me in Ife and knew the kind of things that I did when I was on campus. So now seeing me as a movie maker, they knew that the standards that Ife had instilled in us had to, come to play. So they can't wait. And with the comments that they'd heard and the trailer that they'd seen on Vision Plus TV and so on, they're waiting. But my next move should actually be Nigeria.
Okay.
So we're working on that.
Will that be anytime soon?
We're looking at Easter, but you know that if I use my local phrase, it means that money is a vehicle of the gospel. So you need money for that. So we're working on it.
Okay.
And we don't want to do any wishy-washy work, so we won't rush it.
True. So what audience would you say that Imala is actually for? Older, younger, everybody?
The Film Censorship Board in Nigeria graded it as parental guardian.
Okay.
It means that any age can actually see.
Àfi tí mi bá ní pẹ́ o. Ọ̀dọ̀ wo ní pẹ́? Tẹ̀lé mi lọ lé ọkọ mi ṣàfẹ́rí rẹ̀. Màá kú sí ẹ lọ́rùn tó bàbá mi lọ. Sẹ́yìn lọ́la ó yẹ kó ti rí.
Àkọlé sá. Ṣé ẹ lọ síbi ìdíje yìí? Àbí kì í ṣàwòrán yín ni wọ́n gbèsè bẹ́ẹ̀?
Ṣé ò bá ní ẹ̀dọ̀ṣọ́?
Ẹ̀ẹ̀kan ṣo péré ni.
Bó ṣe sọ níwájú. Alákọ̀ọ́rí ni gbogbo àwọn kan tó wà nílé mọ́tò.
Kí a má ní ìbálòpọ̀ nígbà tí àìsí ìtò ọjọ́ orí láti ní ìbálòpọ̀.
Òyì ló ṣàdédé kọ́ mi lórí assembly láàárọ̀ yìí ni.
Segilola, because there's no pornography there.
Yeah.
There's no unnecessary this and that there. In England, when we wanted to show the audience, they graded it age 12.
Okay.
So basically, because of the theme of Segilola, which is sex education or lack of it, unprotected sex, childhood pregnancy and all them stuff, it ties in with parents, it ties in with youths, it ties in with upcoming youngsters. So any age group, and the Film Censorship Board in Nigeria actually said we did a brave job to have neglected the norm, because the hitherto films that had come forth from the stables of any company you thought about was about adults and stuff. We went to the area where others dared to go to.
I mean, it's quite surprising that you say over here they graded it a 12. I would have thought it would have been suitable for maybe secondary school age from 10 onwards, but then if you speak to some of the young people over here, they probably would have said a lot younger, because the film does focus on sex education, like you said. And I remember doing a show with some teenagers on sex education, because when you ask parents at what age do you think sex education should be taught, they go for the higher age. But then when I decided to ask the teenagers, they went for the lower age, and they were saying from like 8 and things like that, because of what they see and hear.
Okay.
You know, but I think, as Nigeria did, parental guidance suitable for all. It does carry a strong message, and I believe it's a message that even parents should be able to take their children in to actually go and watch the film, so that they can see the consequences of such actions. You know, so I definitely appreciate such a movie. It's definitely different from the norm, definitely different from what you see coming out of Nollywood.
Thank you.
You know, and I definitely like that movie. But even though you've said it's going to premiere in Nigeria and they're waiting for it in the States, what else can we expect to come from you?
All right. Now that we've set a standard, let's put it this way. Now that we have a starting point, the only way is up, because we can't fall below that standard.
Yes.
Now, the Odeon, it got a standing ovation. And we rate ourselves in the category of Tunde Kelani. That's a guru in cinematography in Nigeria. We then said if we can't go above Tunde Kelani, we won't go below his standard. We've set a standard where people have even come in and said, wow, this has even beaten the Tunde Kelani category that we were looking at not going below before we even set out. So we're looking at doing more films, but by no means am I going to do more than 2 films in a year. If the message has not gotten across, Imala is not going to go on DVD. For instance, I'm going to get as many NGOs to buy into the theme and into the, of Imala. Sorry, that was the name of the movie before it became Imala. That's
okay.
Now, so we're looking at doing the next movie now. We already commissioned someone to write a script, and we'll then be letting you know as soon as possible when we're going to location.
Okay.
And like you said, your role is in the corner.
Thank you very much for that.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much, and thank you for granting us this interview today.
Thank you too
as well.
for having me.